Hi everyone, it's Leslie, and today is a very special edition of Feel Good Friday because it's World Health Day. And this year's theme is depression. So, World Health Day celebrates the founding of the World Health Organization, and every year they pick a different disease or issue that the world is facing related to health to really raise awareness and focus our efforts on that. And so it's a huge deal that they've chosen depression this year. It sends a very strong message about the importance of mental health and the fact that it impacts so many people globally. So, in fact, depression impacts 300 million people globally. That is a huge number. It's also the leading cause of disability worldwide. That's not just here in Canada or in the US, it's globally. And there's been an 18% rise in depression between 2005 and 2015. So it's a growing issue. It impacts each and every one of us. The stats here in Canada are 1 in 5 suffer with mental illness. So this is something that impacts either you or someone you love near and dear. And so it should matter to each and every one of us. And so the main goals of the campaign for World Health Day this year are to raise awareness not only of depression, but also about how people can seek help and really increase help-seeking behavior, because the numbers of people that do get help for mental illness and specifically for depression are much lower than the numbers that are suffering. And so there are so many resources out there, and the World Health Organization really wants everyone to be well aware of how they can get help and encourage help-seeking behavior, which is something we definitely practice here at Tranquil and promote. So just so everyone knows, when we talk about depression, we're talking about mental illness that impacts every aspect of a person's life. So while depression can come in several different, or present in several different ways, there are some classic symptoms of depression that are very generally recognizable. So depression can be sadness, very extreme sadness, without actual cause. There's no exact trigger for that sadness always. It can also appear as numbness or detachment from emotion as opposed to sadness. And it impacts not just the mental being, but also your physical self. So it can significantly impact your sleeping patterns, either sleeping too much or not sleeping at all, very restless throughout the night, waking up a lot. It can also impact your eating habits. So many people with depression have very little appetite, but it can also increase your appetite, very irregular appetite, and significant lack of energy, not just because you haven't slept, but it's a lack of motivation to do anything. So there's tons of symptoms of depression. I just wanted to go over kind of the main and most recognizable ones. So if you're feeling like this, or if someone you know might be experiencing these, it's time to reach out and get help. And there are several ways to do that. So I'm just going to go over the ways that you can get help, and also that you can maybe help a friend or loved one in need. So if you are experiencing some of the symptoms I said before, or you're not feeling quite right, feeling like yourself, and you think it's time that you should really make a change, and there are several ways to get help. So if you're in crisis, there are many free crisis lines that you can call, and they will either walk you through the crisis, or they'll point you to resources that can help your specific case. If you're in crisis, the emergency room is also an option. They will be able to help you quickest. And if you're not in crisis, but you're just not feeling right, a good place to start is your family doctor. So family doctors will likely do an assessment themselves, one of the standard psychological assessments, and then they'll refer you based on your results. And you could also directly go and seek out help from a psychologist or social worker like we have here at Tranquil. So these professionals practice different methodologies of therapy that are proven to help with depression. So specifically here at Tranquil, all of our therapists are trained in cognitive behavioral therapy, which is an evidence-based form of therapy that helps break negative thought cycles and focuses on goal setting, and it's actually proven to be very, very effective in treating depression, in some cases more so than medication. So there's tons of help available, even from the comfort of your own home like Tranquil. So please reach out. We are always here to listen. You can call our toll-free number if you need help booking an appointment with one of our therapists. And there's no wait time. So if you need help, please reach out. And if it's not necessarily you that's struggling, but it's someone in your life who is struggling, there are lots of strategies that you as a friend or loved one can employ so that you can help your friend and also get them the help they need. So it's really important to know how to start the conversation with a friend. It can be a difficult subject to broach, but there are some general strategies that can help you bring it up and actually have an effective conversation. So the first thing I want you to remember when you're speaking to someone is to ask open-ended questions. Yes and no questions are very easy for your friend or family member to deflect. And really, that's the first instinct. A lot of people either feel stigmatized and they don't want to speak about their mental health, or they feel like they might be a burden and they don't want to share with you. It's important to let them know that you're always there to listen, and by asking open-ended questions, you'll be able to draw more information out of them so you can help them in the best way possible. It's a better approach if you ask them specific questions about a specific scenario. So I've noticed you're seeming very stressed or anxious about X scenario. Let's talk about it, let's work it out, maybe we can develop some solutions together. Those type of questions will be much more effective in getting you the information you need so you can help your friend. The other thing is you need to remember that you're not a doctor, and so while you can be there to support them, and that support is incredibly valuable, don't diagnose your friend. It's really, really important to understand that mental illnesses are very complex and there's a lot of different factors to take into account. And so only a medical professional should ever be diagnosing someone. The best thing you can do for your friend is be supportive and be their shoulder to cry on or their ear to listen, and just be there for them while they're going through this and direct them to resources from professionals who will be able to properly diagnose. So once your friend has actually gotten some help, the best thing you can do for them is to continue to check in. A simple "how are you doing" is powerful, but it's best if you ask more specific questions, just like when you're starting the conversation, and continuously letting them know that you are there for them. The final thing is to remember that, being a supportive friend is important, but your health comes first. And so if you're ever feeling overwhelmed, please reach out yourself and talk to someone. It can be incredibly helpful to get support yourself when you are the key person supporting a friend or family member struggling with mental illness. And it's okay to need to take a step back if that's what your health needs. So make sure you are keeping you a priority, because we all want to take care of our friends and family, and often selflessly we end up hurting ourselves in the process. So make sure you take care of you as well as taking care of the person you love. And so I know that this video is a little bit more serious than our usual weekly videos, but this is such an important topic and it's so near and dear to us here at Tranquil, and we really want to help encourage help-seeking behavior, which is the WHO's mission with this World Health Day, is to increase help-seeking behavior. So we wanted to make sure that everyone was well informed of their resources like Tranquil, and that people can get help right from the comfort of their own home. And there is always help available regardless of, your financial situation, whether you have no time after work. There are options available to you, and you should never ever feel alone or hesitant to reach out. We can always help. And so, past the serious stuff, I'm so excited for next week's video and the upcoming videos. We have some great guests coming for you guys. We have some Instagrammers who focus on physical health and its importance in relation to mental health. We have some motivational speakers, some moms-to-be, talking about mental health for moms. So make sure you keep up with our videos and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can find it at youtube.com/c/traincool, and you can check out all our other videos there. Please, please subscribe. And the final thing is, for World Health Day, we want to make sure that you know that healthcare is accessible, and so we're having a World Health Day sale. When you're booking your session on traincool.com, just use the code WHD17 and you'll get 25% off your session. So make sure you use that, check out Traincool, and get the help you need. It's there. You just have to reach out to us. And finally, have a great weekend. Enjoy the nice weather that's finally coming. Enjoy some self-care like we always preach. And remember that we all face challenges in life. It's your perspective and how you handle them that really changes your experience. So have an awesome weekend and enjoy. Bye guys.